come on in, and let me know if you can see me. Come on in. Matter of fact, since we on here, let's get us some music. Come on in, come on in. Let's find this song. Django, I need juice. Come on in, come on in. Yeah, I'm gonna take on that 9. Yeah, give me some 9s, y'all. Gotta say it differently. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Ah, you can see me. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, come on in, come on in. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, but the show must go on, and y'all's definitely got to get this work. Come on in, come on in. Okay, I'm gonna let a few of y'all come in because I definitely want to read off what the information that I got from my research, and definitely talk about, and you definitely have some proof about, the reasons why cannabis is being demonized and why it's taking so, with all of the evidence on, how there is no real issue with it, why people, why the government consists to make it so hard, what I'm saying, for, this to be used in a proper way. Okay, so come on in, come on in, come on in. All right, so like Andrea was saying, this started when marijuana, or cannabis, I should say, cannabis was around like even the early 1800s, and like I had said before, there were no federal restrictions of sale or possession. And at the time, as she said, they were using that industrial hemp to make clothes, to make paper, to make rope, and things of that nature. Now, even in an article in the New York Times in 1876 stated that medicinal marijuana was successful with all types of diseases, including one called dropsy. Now, from what they said, it was some type of inflammation of the skin. That's pretty much what that disease was, but they were using cannabis, to cure certain things. So everything was all good up until the early 1900s. Like she said, there was an influx of Mexican immigrants coming in because of what was going on in Mexico. And along with them, they used their way of using cannabis was recreationally. And they would smoke it. So if you want to thank anybody for, joints and blunts and all that, you got to thank the Mexicans. They're the ones who started that trend. Okay, so once they brought this trend in, as we all know, for those who have tried marijuana in their lifetime, you know how that works. It's, very cool. You're happy, you're hungry, all of that good stuff. So a lot of white people started to use it. And of course, that's a problem, especially if they're not making money off of it. Because like I said earlier, there were no federal restrictions. So they weren't taxing marijuana. So it was just being, spread out, and the government didn't have control over it. All right. So then in 1937, they created the Marijuana Tax Act. And that was created by a man called Harry Anslinger. He was the commissioner of the Bureau of Narcotics during the Prohibition era. And of course, like she has said, it's just funny how, you're going so hard about marijuana when alcohol used to be illegal. Now it's legal, but anybody can tell you that drunk driving is one of the leading killers, in this country. That's a fact. There's someone dying right now from drunk driving. I have never, in my almost 34 years, I have never heard of anyone getting into a car accident simply because they were high. I've never heard of anyone overdosing off of marijuana. And I actually have to find a screenshot that I saw in the video that I was watching, because they also have some statistics about that as well. Actually, I was reading an article that had 33 myths about cannabis, that needs to just truly be done away with. I'm going to look for that. Let me see. Let's see, that's one. I definitely need to find it because, like I told y'all, this is the year of information. I'm going to be doing research and I'm going to bring in facts to you. Okay, here it is. This is what it is. So it's number 12 on the list, and it says you can overdose on weed. No. You would have to take almost 40,000 times the regular dose of weed at once in order to theoretically ingest a lethal amount of THC. So basically, you would have to build a bong the size of the Empire State Building, stand inside of it, breathe deeper than a yoga instructor on top of Mount Everest to even come close. So that is a whole lie. And again, like I said, just from my lifestyle, I've never heard of anybody ever overdosing off marijuana. Again, people die off of alcohol poisoning. Again, people die from drunk driving every day. Something's happening right now. Okay? So again, this Harry Anslinger dude is the commissioner of the Narcotics Bureau during the Prohibition. So when the Prohibition in 33, was over, what is he going to regulate now? He no longer has alcohol, so now they turn to marijuana. And they demonized it, and they came out with all types of stuff. They had this movie where these guys are giving this lady everyone is smoking, and there's people are getting raped and murdered, and just putting out all types of propaganda and all types of articles just saying negative things, about cannabis. And no one again educates themselves, and if you see it on the news and if you see it on the newspaper, it has to be correct. This has to be right information. So this is how they were able to demonize, to pretty much tax and actually make a whole wave for them to bring in, what is it called? The war on drugs. Because in 52, they had this thing called the Boggs Act. Now, this act, it makes sentencing for drug convictions mandatory. So, see, this is systematic. I hope you do know that. All of these branches of the government, they all work together. Okay? We should all know this. You've lived in this country your whole life. We should know that this is how this works. So they are using marijuana or cannabis, so pretty much to make Mexicans and melanated people subjected to convictions. See how that works? Your first offense, you will get up to 2 to 4 years or a $2,000 fine. Now, if you're a minority, who has, especially back then in the 50s, who had 2 stacks to pay for a fine? Doesn't that sound familiar? Like right now, the majority of the people locked up, a lot of our people are locked up right now for these drug charges, these small drug charges. Marijuana is being legalized all over the place. But there are tons, hundreds, thousands of people, of our people, locked up over these small charges. Then in the 1960s and the 70s, the hippie movement came about. This is when white folk, actually was good with the free love. They was smoking. Everything was, all cool. And even with them, with this free love and peace and flower power and all that, still, y'all are not, y'all not recognizing or, trying to put out there the facts about this. There's proof that all of the things that they're saying about it isn't true. You had a whole era of people just pretty much smoking weed and having sex. That was pretty much their whole lives. Nobody overdosed. Nobody was being murdered. No one was being raped. They were actually just consensually having sex. Then in 1970, the Controlled Substance Act, was passed by Nixon. Now this is the war on drugs. And this act repealed the Marijuana Tax Act, which made marijuana now a Schedule I drug, which is the most serious class. And like I said earlier, it was about it's in the same class as heroin and LSD and ecstasy, which makes absolutely no sense. I had a family member that was on heroin. Him and I are not alike. I'm sorry. No. Okay? There's no way that you can compare marijuana and LSD. I heard about that stuff. I was either baby or not born when that stuff was popping. But you're talking about hallucinations and all this crazy stuff. Yeah, we don't do that. They don't do that. But again, these laws are being passed. These litigations are being. You see this, how this works? We got to start educating ourselves. This government, this country is a corporation. It is a business. They do not care about your health. They care about is their bottom line. I personally, now this is just my personal opinion, they're slow footing on making it legal because they're trying to figure out a way where they can make the most money on it. Anything, that's why they let alcohol be legal, because they know how to tax it. They have control over manufacturing it, how you're growing it. I believe most alcohols are made out of corn and things of that nature. So they can cultivate it. They can control it. If they can control it, it's okay. You can kill yourself as long as you can pay them to do it. That's a fact. Think about all these prescription drugs that are being passed out right now. There are people dying off of prescribed drugs. But the FDA approves it. They put it out there. Give it to patients, telling them it's for pain management and all of this jazz. You know these things are opiates. These are actual opiates. But it's okay for them to give it to you. As long as they're giving it to you, it's okay. We got to start educating ourselves. All right? So, I'm not here to tell you to start smoking weed just to be smoking weed. I'm not telling you to do that. But I will tell you to do is start educating yourself. Stop listening to these doctors. These doctors, I hate to say it, I know some people who are trying to be doctors. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate my OBGYN for making sure, you know what I'm saying, I'm Gucci and all of that. But the fact of the matter is, that is a business. It is not about your health. You have to care about your health. You got to see about yourself. These herbs that they keep to majority of the things that they tell you that is not good for you is good for you, because again, they can't make money off of it. There is no money in cures. There is no money in you being healthy. Do you know how much money that in these industries would lose if they actually cured stuff? We got to use our common sense. We have to reprogram ourselves. I understand that you're so used to listening to your doctor, but if you really just think about it, when you go to the doctor, what do they really know? And how many times have you gone to the doctor and they said that if you take this, this is going to do this, that, and the third. And if you take that, then you do this, that, and the third, and it doesn't work. You don't stop going to the doctor. You keep trying everything that they give you, even though the last one didn't work. But for some reason, you continue to listen to them, even though they put out drugs that have to be called back. They can't tell you what's wrong with you, but you still go to them. Yes, the fact that their businesses are called practice. I tell you all about language. They're practicing on you, on us. Why are we allowing human beings to practice on us? The fact that they have so much paperwork that makes them unliable for shit should already let you know what that's about. Now, I never had a baby before, but I do remember a few of my friends have told me that when it comes down for you to get an epidural or something of that nature, you have to sign some type of waiver stating that if they give you this and they mess it up or something, that they're not liable to fix your back or to, to be ridiculed for that. That's crazy. We gotta start doing our own research and taking care of ourselves. There are so many people out there that have, the actual products and the actual herbs and things that we need. Like I'm seeing people in the feed, Andrea Cook and her husband, they have their own website. They have their own shop where you get all types of hemp products. I know several people, in our Lighthouse group that have access to these, to these things as well. We got to get in tune and we got to work collectively. CBD oil is banned in my area in Texas. I bet it is. So we have to make awareness to these things. We have to, actually put our boots on the ground, go to situations and forums and shut down, this propaganda. There's a lot of people that could be living right now if they had access to this stuff. I have a few family members that died from cancer that I know if they had some of these treatments that they probably would have lived longer. They probably wouldn't have died. I know several people, just like, Mrs. Cook's daughter, who can use this, to make sure that they have a better quality of life, or the best quality of life, that they can have. Nature was built, to heal us. Everything that we need is already here on earth. We just have to take the initiative to actually do the research. We have to start figuring out our bodies, how our bodies work. How does your liver work? How does your kidneys work? What's the type of nutrition that you need to make sure that these things work properly? And I'm telling you, herbs is the way. Whether it be CBD, whether it be, your echinacea, whatever it is, you need herbs in your life, not drugs. And I'm going to stop. Marijuana, cannabis, that is not a drug. Matter of fact, I should have did this before I got on this feed. I want to know the definition of drug and herb and see the difference between that, because when I don't do drugs. Okay. I don't do drugs. I don't even take Tylenols anymore for headaches. If I have a headache, I get me some peppermint oil and rub it on my temples and under my nose if I have a headache. There's always a natural way to cure anything. And if you take care of your body the way you're supposed to, you won't have to worry about stuff like that at all. If you're ingesting the proper herbs on a regular basis, because that's where we get our new vitamins and minerals. That's what all that stuff is in, because it's absolutely not in our food. The majority, I'm willing to put it on out there, 90% of the food that we ingest, and I'm even talking about your fruits and vegetables, do not have the nutritional value that it's supposed to have. You shouldn't have to take outside supplements of any kind, to cure yourself if you're eating the right things. Period. Okay, so we have to make awareness of this. Do your research, guys. Everything that I just read, you can Google. After this feed after I'm done, I'm going to put in some of the links to the places where I got this information. Don't believe me, do your own research. This is your life. Your life. Okay? So I appreciate y'all for that segment. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of switching of roots around, with the scenery, so we can get our juiceology section popping. All right, I had to stretch prior to the situation because yeah, see, it's one I'm very flexible and all of that. But see, since I'm about to be on here with Miss Juice, she about to just smash all that right now. So I'm not even flexible no more. All right, so we're gonna actually bring her in so she can entertain y'all while I get myself set up. So let's see if I can see her up in chair. Lucy, I actually see you. If you can, oh, no, I can do it. I could do it. I could do it. Here, and this is another way that you take care of your body. This is, you know what I'm saying, we just talking about everything, you know what I'm saying, health, even with this extra juice and sexiness with it, because stretching is very good for the body, especially mine. Yeah, I developed a lot of arthritis after my accident, so stretching is a must. I have to do it when I wake up, and I definitely have to do it before I go to bed, and especially when it's cold out, I got to do it extra. And there are right and wrong ways to do this. So our girl Lucy is going to show us how to do it. All right. Okay, I'm going to assume that this echo thing is my fault because I hear myself echoing now that I have you on here as well. So that might be my thing. But I'm gonna shut up. And Lucy's in the house. Okay. I'm gonna let you talk and let them know what we got going on. And hopefully this will change with my voice while we're doing this. So I could just be quiet and do what you tell me to do. I can't hear you. I just hear static. What did you do last time? Huh? Can't hear you last time, but you need to do that. All right. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all see all this? You see how the I think it's the metadata. Because we got this. We're going to do this. So actually, so we can just get this popping. Y'all just going to follow me. It's my show, right? I can do this. But you got to bear with me because, got this one arm ting going and I don't can't even see myself. Oh, here we go. Right. Okay. So yeah, this is how, what I call improvising. You got to make the dream work. So I'm going to do this. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is, like my mirror, guys. Hold on 1 second. Song, because there we go. This is inspiration. Y'all get to see the stuff that I got to do to make this stuff happen. How many damn times got to tell y'all? Baby, I got the juice. I got the juice. Let's see. Okay. Now go, girl, and use that sauce. If you don't, then that's your loss. If you don't, then that's your loss. Turn it up, don't turn it off. Now everybody looking. You know they wanna drink it up. You know they wanna drink it up. And if they try to take it, you say down low, down low, down low. Come on in. Down low, down low, down low. Stop. Now she got the juice. I'm the chaser, don't need a mixer. I got the juice. Come on, let her in, let her in. How many damn times got to tell ya I got the juice? Baby, I got the juice. Dreaming it, waking up like weaning and me and your G's and waiting on your juice, come on in. I know it ain't lean in it, but it's got a little pink in it. Kinda make you wanna drink and it got a little cream in it. But I feel a little bean in it, work me up like caffeine in it. Dripping like an extra large, but the top is too small. Yeah, let me wipe you off. Look inside, I can't wait to get you up at all. Nah, these cup holders are small. Can't believe what is in it. Like a good time. My brain was foggy in my business. Yeah, short term remember fried. What you got there? I was tough as shit. Can't nothing else fuck with it. Yeah, fresh, please, that fresh squeezed juice. There can never be a supplement. Got juice for all my lovers. Got juice for all my wives. Got juice for my religion. Got juice between. Come on, there we go.
First of all, what song is this?
I hear you, and I don't hear an echo. Yeah. All right. Okay.
What song is this?
That is I Got the Juice by Janelle Monáe.
Okay, now I gotta go listen to that and do some stuff.
I was actually upset. I should have played that for our first episode is what I should have did. But what I'm gonna do is once I get this on popping, that's gonna be your intro. So I got you, girl. I got you.
Oh, yay!
All right, but we got this working. James, we love your freaking phone. I don't know what kind of phone you got, but you making this happen. So I appreciate it. Shout out to her. Loose Juice's brother James in the building.
Yeah, James.
Shout out to you, nigga. Okay, so now, all right, Miss Juice. This is
yes.
the session. You got me exposed. What's going on? What we doing here?
Okay. So being that we had a lot of time because they tried to stop us, the forces, we're just gonna get right into it. So I want you to sit into a straddle, open them legs. Pick up the butt cheek because you want to make sure that your hips are open and nothing is blocking anything. We got thighs and hips and ass. So you're going to lean forward as far as you can, whatever your comfort zone is. If that's right here, lean forward. If that's right here, I want you to push forward with your pelvis. And anybody that's watching at home, I need you to get your asses on the floor too. Open thy legs. Pick the butt cheeks up, hands forward, push forward.
Push forward.
And we just gonna hold here.
And hold.
Yes, push forward. You listen. I
can do this. I can do this.
Yes. So now that we're here, I want you to lift each leg up. And I know it's really silly, but when you stand up, you are going to understand why I made you lift both these legs up.
Okay.
Yeah. Sit back up. Push both the legs up. Come forward again. Yes.
I don't know about that now. Hold up. Yeah, as far as I can go with this one.
Good. Hold that. And just hold it. Good.
Y'all holding it, ladies? Holding it?
Yes, and these stretches come in handy because especially people that sit down all day for jobs that sit, your hips get real tight. You have inner rotation and outer rotation. And I know people would think this is inner, but this is outer rotation and this is inner rotation.
Okay.
Now we're going to go into a nice little butterfly to open those hips. Now see these? I used to have my daughter stand on my legs so that I could open my hips. And she's 10. Well, she's 11 now. But I used to have her stand on my legs just so I could open my hips so I could get that middle split you see me do. Girl. Yes, just bounce these things up and down. So same thing, wherever you're at, move forward. What I like to do to bring tension, you can pull onto the couch, you can pull onto the pole, you can pull onto anything. I'm just saying for modification purposes. So it'll bring you forward closer. Yeah. Good, 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 good. And just hold it. Push pelvis forward as you hold. And breathe. Because I know when they say breathe and I used to be stretching, I feel like this don't help. But it actually does. It opens up your airways, your lungs. It actually helps your organs and everything sink where they need to go. It gives you more space, more room. Come up, honey. Yes. Forward. We're going to put these legs straight. Now, me being flexible, I met a lot of flexible people on this journey. A lot of them. And then I realized once I became arms up. Yes. Chest up. And you're going to go forward with the chest first. And go as far as you can. Good. Hold. Good. Now, Tamara, look. All you're going to do in this position, stay right here. It's the same thing. Open your legs and let your chest drop. Yes, open that leg. Yes. Good. Now, pancakes is one of the best stretches because it opens the hips. And then you can push into splits. Like, let's say I'm in my pancake. Ooh. Ooh.
I used to do this split in 5th grade.
What side you go to, go this way. I don't care what side you go to. So I met a lot of flexible people doing contortion and things like that. And one of the ladies that I met, her name is Bella Cash. And she's a contortionist too, self-taught, just like me. Go to the other side, honey. Self-taught, just like me. Does pole, and we became fast friends on IG, swapping tips. Hey, how'd you do this? How'd you get your hips open? How'd you get your foot to your head? Come back to the middle, beautiful. And when you come back to the middle, I need you to push your legs open a little bit more, push your pelvis forward and breathe. Now, can you say, are you a little bit lower than you were before?
Yeah, my titties on the floor instead of my forehead.
Right. Now, I didn't even really do anything. So if just these little motions got you an inch lower, that's better than before. So now imagine if I had you for an hour. Room warm, I warmed you up real time and everything. Come up.
Ooh.
Yes. Now, bend one leg. I don't care what leg you start with. Lift that leg up. If that's here, I don't care. If it's open, I don't care. Just lift that leg.
Okay, so here's my disclaimer. So my balance, it's not that I can't get my leg up there, but keeping my torso, like my back,
Put your hand on the floor, lean back like you just did, and just lift.
Okay.
Right, and that's what you do. Because to be honest with you, dancers, this is beautiful. But when you just come up here, and lift it by itself, that's straight leg muscle. So at the end of the day, you'll have a better leg strength than anybody. So leave that, hold, squeeze that ass because you need muscle engagement. Yes, when you did that face, I knew that you engaged the butt muscle. Now, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. Good. Now, go forward a little bit, come back.
Oof.
Go forward a little bit, come back. Now,
Going through this, y'all can do this shit.
open, rotate it, yes. Other way, other way. Open your hip. Good. Open it. Good. Bring it back. Other leg.
Ooh, sugar honey iced tea.
Yes, darling.
Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be weird, but I can do it.
Right, you can do it. Good.
I'm gonna have to do this.
I'm such a bird.
You're hilarious.
Leg up. Flexing point. Good. Good. Come forward a little bit, boo. Leg down. Leg up. Leg down. Leg up. And these are just to build the muscles in your legs. Just like if you were at a gym and you're doing these, it's the variation, up and down, calisthenics. Open first. Good. And hold that open on the side. You feel all of this. Burning. Burning.
The couch is
Good.
right here. Cheating a little bit.
You can't see anything? Since when? My brother says he can't see anything.
Hey there, I can hear but can't see. Oh, what is up? What is up with that? Can they see now, or is it still
No, it's still black.
Oh, that's whack juice. What does that mean? Don't see. Let me see.
Facebook demons.
Yeah, they don't like all of this motivation. I think they don't like that I was talking about the cannabis earlier, so they try to shut me down. It's okay. They don't like when the truth comes out there. It's making me feel kind of special, like I'm doing something right.
Right.
Yeah. It's frozen. Well, we're going to do what I did again, and we're going to get this done. So I'm going to undo and come back on. And we're going to do this until we get it right. And if anything, we can pick another day. We can even have like a
Right.
situations, do this. So this is my show, my party. We got this. So okay, so if y'all hear me, we coming back. Y'all going to see the stretching. Maybe this is the universe trying to help me out so I can get, since I'm open now a little bit, look a little better. All right, so I'm going to click out and click back on, okay?